This is SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs FIRETEAM Bravo 3. Navy SEALs. They should make a movie based on these guys. That would be so cool. They could get Charlie Sheen, Michael Biehn, and Bill Paxton. If only they could go back in time and release it in 1990. Navy SEALs. Just a heads up for those who don't sense the sarcasm. They already did. And it's a great movie. By the way, this game is fun too. And does one thing with the cutscenes that makes me very happy. Not every game does this, because there's like dozens of weapons that you can equip your soldiers with in this game. And your characters are actually holding those guns during the cutscenes. That's a pet peeve of mine because it happens all the time. In other games, you'll outfit your character with an M60, and during the cutscenes, they're holding a pistol. There's lots of firepower in this game. If only you could carry over your Drebin points. Yeah, those who enjoy the Metal Gear Solid games will like this one. At first, I was not terribly impressed, but the more I kept playing SOCOM FIRETEAM Bravo 3, the more I enjoyed it. As you play through the game, you earn credits that you can then spend on additional firepower, and I think they did a nice job with giving each of the guns different characteristics. It's one of these tactical shooters where you play as a single character but then have a supporting team around you that you can give commands to. So if you're too scared to hop around a corner, you can just order them to do it. But you have to back them up because you can't lose anybody during a mission.
Alright, take a look.
Your team consists of 4 people, 4 SEALs, and this is on the Sony PSP. You can play it multiplayer with 3 of your friends as a team. There's also online multiplayer for good old multiplayer combat. That gun just makes short work of everybody. They've done a nice job with the weapons in the game, and they all sound different as well. The audio quality of the weapons is very good. While this game doesn't really stand out in any one particular way, it's a very well-rounded game that's perfectly suited for the Sony PSP. The gameplay itself is a lot like Resistance Retribution. There's a fair amount of locking onto targets and auto-aiming, so it's not quite as much of a run-and-gun style shooter like the Call of Duty games or Halo. The combat feels a lot like Metal Gear Solid 4. You sneak around corners, machine gun people, you can snipe them, use silencers, you could play with stealth. Personally, I like to blow up everything in a half-mile radius. SOCOM FIRETEAM Bravo 3 allows you to play like that.
Heading to your position. Reloading.
The storyline is pretty short. You're basically laying waste to terrorists in a fictional country. Writing is not this game's strength. Overall, well-rounded gameplay is. I think that there's some decent replay in here because of the huge amount of weapons that you can purchase. There's intel laying around that you can collect, and 4 different difficulty settings. Also, this does have true online multiplayer. The enemy AI is generally pretty bad. They're not the brightest bad guys. The environments definitely lack the excitement that you'll find in a game like Resistance Retribution, but I don't find any handheld game console to be an ideal platform for a shooter. Given the limitations and the PSP controls and the smaller screen size, SOCOM FIRETEAM Bravo 3 is an above-average shooter on the PSP. If you're expecting Killzone 2 on the PlayStation 3, this is not really it, nor is it Metal Gear Solid 4. But it's got some good action, lots of guns, and multiplayer. SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs FIRETEAM Bravo 3.
I'm under attack. Engaging. Switching back. Taking fire. Going hot. Also eliminated.